Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up.
We'll give you 94 feet a game with TAAN TV. Yeah.
Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bug.
So these sandwiches really $5. Gotta get them for folks. New show, 94 feet a game here on TAAN TV. My name is Kevin Howell, your host. My co-host, Brad. Brad, go ahead and tell the people a little bit about yourself.
This is your co-host B on 94 feet a game. My sole purpose is to help young men get to college. They felt were relevant to helping kids get to that next step, and I try to pass that on as the as an intermediary to these kids.
Oh, these sandwiches look good.
You're watching TAAN TV, the African American Network. Coming soon, bruh man from the fifth floor, searching for the perfect sandwiches. Appreciate you joining, Brandon. We just kind of wondering what's your biggest transition to the new area? Because you're up there in Dawson and Glendive, Montana. So let me know a little bit about what it feels like up there.
I mean, for me, it feels a little better because it's more green, more trees. So, I could breathe a little better. Down in El Paso, it was more desert. So it was dry out there, man. It's hard to breathe, stuff like that. But I like it. It's a nice community.
I'm gonna go ahead and let Brad B ask you some questions, man, and we'll get this thing rolling.
Sure.
First things first, what kind of NIL you got? Because I see the drip. What's going on?
I don't got one yet, but soon for sure.
All right, I'm just wondering because I saw it and I was like, "Oh, that's the elephant in the room." I wanted to ask that.
That's just how I am. That's just natural.
Okay, natural. For those that don't know, Brandon Hines, one of my favorite basketball players in Texas last year, all-state point guard, do it all, 1,000-point scorer guy. I'm a huge fan of this man's game. But for those that don't know Brandon, hey B, who is Brandon Hines on the court?
On the court, I could say me. I'm just a dog. I just want to go at everybody who's in front of me. If you're not wearing the same color, I'm just going at you. That's how I was raised, brought up in the game. So it's a dog eat dog world, and I ain't gonna be 8. So for sure, dog.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'll say, not only you a dog, how I see you, the biggest skill you have on the court isn't even on the court as much as it is your leadership. Where did you learn this leadership? Is that something that's always been natural to you, or is that something that's grown as you've grown your game?
I feel like growing up, it was more like a natural thing. People see me, and it was more like an inspiration, and they wanted to follow. But as far as really becoming a leader, I feel like I was playing behind guys like my former teammates Bryson Goldsmith, KJ Lewis, just those type of guys, learning from them. And they were my leaders. So seeing how they were to me and using those examples, setting examples for the younger guys that I had to lead. So I feel like I had to just learn. I'm still learning how to become a better leader to this day. So I feel like it's just a learning process for me.
You'll never stop learning. Good people never stop learning. So how did you get here? Tell me about your basketball journey. How did you get to college?
You know, I mean, the recruitment. You know, some guys in Dawson, like Jordan Jasper. You know, he hit me up. He liked my game. He thought I had some talent. You know, he wanted to play alongside me. You know, coach liked me. I feel like, and the coaching staff I had at Chapin as well, they also pushed me to want to, you know, to be a college level, high level player, be a college guy. That's really what it was.
I mean, and now that you're at college, right? Now you're at college. And every little kid out there is playing basketball, right? They're in the driveway and they want to get to college, but they think it's sweet, right? They think it's easy. But it's a lot of hard work. Like
Right.
it's easy to sleep in. It's hard to get up at 5 a.m. and get those shots up before class, to get that work in before class. It's easy to say, I'm just going to sit on the couch, right? But it's hard to get up and say, I'm going to go run these hills like you were doing the other day.
Right.
It's easy to say I'm sore. It's hard to say I'm going to go hit the gym and get 1,000 shots up. So for you to do that, there's a reason why. What's your why?
My why personally is my family. You know, I have a family back in, you know, New York, and I want to be able to feed my family and not have my mother, you know, worry about anything in life, my siblings worry about anything. I want to be that guy, you know, that takes care of everything for my family. So that's pretty much my why.
I have a strong sense that with your character, with your skill, with your drive, it's coming. It's coming. But the last thing I want to ask you is I want to really give you a chance to give 94 feet a game to that kid that I was talking about earlier, to that kid that's working right now, that wants to be the next all-state point guard like you, that wants to get to college. How does he get there? What advice would you give that kid right now that has no direction, that may be getting bad direction? How do you get from where he's at to where you're at?
I would just say, you know, as that young guy that, you know, even learning now, just know your purpose in life and see, like, think about where do you want to be at in life in the future, you know, like, where do you want to be at? What type of person do you want to be? You know, where do you want to have, like, what are your goals in life? So never give up on yourself. Always believe in yourself and believe in God. And that's what I would say to them.
There it is.
There it is. Well, hey, you know, I've got one question I ask everybody on the way out, and that's what's your hobby away from basketball?
My hobby away from basketball, me, I like to just chill. I'm really chill. So I would probably just be watching YouTube, you know, watching Netflix, something like that, watching film, maybe basketball a lot. I watch a lot of basketball outside of basketball. So
That's why you got an IQ. That's why you got the IQ you do. You know how many people don't watch basketball but play basketball? Like it's saddening that there's guys out there that love the game of basketball or say they love the game of basketball, but they don't even watch it. So you're saying that, I mean.
Hey, you know, Brandon, one thing that always intrigues me, like, you know, you mentioned KJ and you mentioned another teammate, but what do you think kept you on the right path when, you know, Brad B talked about all these opportunities to sleep in, all this other stuff. But, you know, it's an interesting world out there these days. What kept you on the straight and narrow to get here?
Oh, okay. I could say what kept me on that straight path is, like I said, I had to come to a point where, you know, I wasn't always on that straight path. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't always on that straight path. So I had to come to a point in time where it was like, where do you want to be in life? What type of human do you want to be? You want to be a bum that just sit around all day, don't do nothing, or you want to really make it? And it's a million people out here that want to make it. You know what I'm saying? So you got to do the little things that they don't want to do to get that spot. And I just had to come to that point and realize and mature and realize what I wanted in life.
Right now, man, I want to introduce Mr. Vance Bradford. He's our producer, and I know he has a question he want to share with you.
Yeah, and fellas, I'm gonna stay behind the scenes. Can you hear me there, Brandon?
Yes, sir, I can.
Okay, good, good. So, and this is the off script. This is not a basketball question, brother, but I just want to ask you. Say, you got that couch behind you, right? And there's a seat that's open. Is an open seat. And tell me someone that maybe that's in heaven that you would bring back from heaven and sit down beside you so you can have another conversation to get some knowledge from or just to talk to. Who would that be?
Uh, if I had that seat, it'd probably be my uncle, no doubt. My uncle, Jeremy, he passed away a couple years ago, and that's really what drives me every day for sure. So if I had a chance to at least, one more talk, conversation, anything, that's for sure. Well, I
Yeah.
do too.
Well, thanks for that, Jeremy. And these two, uh, Brad and Kevin, man, they really talk highly of you, and we're gonna be watching. All right, and I'll be watching from behind the scenes. So best of luck to you, my brother.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I appreciate you.
All right, Brandon, we appreciate you being with us here on TAAN TV, African American Network with a local feel and a global reach. You're our first guest on 94 Feet of Games. We appreciate it much.
Thank you. I appreciate you too, man. For sure. I appreciate you guys a lot.
Hey, go be who I know you can be, my guy.
Yes, sir. No doubt.
Welcome back, guys. We just had a great interview with Brandon Himes, who is undoubtedly the top player in El Paso last year. But right now, we're going to turn it over to B, and he's going to give us a look into the 25s.
Well, Kevin, I think the top three players in El Paso for the 2025 definitely have to be Jaden Leverett, big man out of Chapin High School, runs about 6'10", 6'11", has offers from every school in America, it feels like, from UT to TCU to UTEP to New Mexico State. If you're a four-year college, you've probably offered Jaden Leverett. He's a special kid, 4.0, academics, great family. I think both of his parents played D1 athletics as well. So he's got the genetics, he's got the pedigree to really stand out at the next level. I think the next best player in El Paso, definitely the best point guard in the city of El Paso for the class of 2025 is Devin Falk Ramirez. Talk about him every chance I get. He's a true floor general. He's the kind of guy that every college out there wants. You can put the ball in his hand day one, and he's going to lead your team. He's going to make the right play. He's going to make the right read. So many kids out there today, they say they're a point guard. They score 25 points a game and cannot make the right play. This kid, he'll get you 15 points, 8 assists, and make the right play every single time. And he's so clutch, so clutch. I bet you there's 5 games last year where he hit a game winner. Another kid with pedigree. Both of his parents played D2 basketball. His mom's the head coach of Eastwood High School women's team. So this kid knows basketball. He grew up in basketball. And if you're a coach out there and you need a point guard, I would be calling Devin Falk. I think the third player I'd like to talk about is Zazie Thompson from Isleta High School. Kid was all region as a junior, averaged a little over 20 points. Freak athlete, 6'4", long, jumps out the gym, little raw. Don't think he's as developed as Devin or Jaden Leverett, but this kid's ceiling is I don't know if there's a ceiling to this kid because the kid jumps and he keeps jumping and he keeps jumping and he keeps jumping. This kid gets into the right program that's willing to put a little time in him and develop him. I don't know. Sky's limits for him. So there's some good prospects out here in El Paso. I think some people are sleeping on this city, but maybe these guys will be the class that opens up the eyes.
Yeah, building upon the interview with Brandon and talking about point guard play with him, 6'4" point guard, and looking here in San Antonio, I mean, we got to be honest with ourselves here. Like, we're talking top point guards in the city. Kingston Fleming's in a class of his own. And so I want to reach a little bit further into the tool bag and go with some different guards. I think Jarius Jackson from John Jay High School, 6 foot, but scores, man. He in the Gassos, I think he had a 40-point game, he had a 30-point game, and he's just a scorer. On that same team, we talk about Cam Garza, and he's a dog and can all around. I think he's going to be healthy. I know he had some things taken care of recently, but no, they both can run a team, and that team, John Jay, is going to be sneaky good all the way through playoff times, because when you start looking at them, all of a sudden you got Jarius, you got Cam, you got Kai Guess, who's new to the program, Robles, you got some people, man. And then, but the last one I want to bring up for tonight's segment on point guard is really Jordan Thomas. He's going to be at Wagner, and they got some tough guards at Wagner. You got him and Damian Ramirez, who I would just like to have a box of popcorn and watch practice, man, because he's 6'2" and long. Last year he was at Roosevelt, and man, he had a damn near triple-double, 29, 15, and I think nine rebounds. And so he can do some great things. But man, there's a lot of excitement in the city right now as we head into football season. But for us, there is no off season of basketball, and but I did want to ask you, man, like, development wise, what's the development scene out there in El Paso? Because I noticed that a lot of the names that you mentioned came to San Antonio to play AAU at some point. And so that's the little tie for the city right there.
For real. Yeah. I would say the AAU scene on the boys' side in El Paso, it's struggling a little bit. Mm-hmm. I think on the ladies' side, El Paso's pretty talented. It's a pretty talented city. There's girls out there doing big things for our city every single year. The boys' side, I think, is kind of been slept on. I mean, you have guys like Tristan, at UConn, national champion.
Yeah, he did kind of go slip past everyone. Slip past a lot of people. It's hard to say slip past when he winds up at UConn, but
he didn't get there straight out of high school.
True. Man, when you're talking about San Antonio, I really think that it's kind of the same story up here. Girls basketball, SA finest, they keep churning out top level girls, man. LA Sneed committing to Utah. I think Kayla King's down there on a visit in Houston as this show airs. And there's a girl out in East Central, Maya Holton, who's only played, I think this is her 4th year. But man, you talk about a dog and track, she runs the 400. That's the man maker. And so I just tell you a little bit how tough she is. But no, and I think that the AAU scene here, man, there's just so many of them. And I don't know that with so many that we're getting all the quality development out, because there's so many different philosophies, and sometimes, you talk about people getting bad advice. And that's why I'm looking forward to some of our upcoming episodes that we're going to have some subject matter experts up in here, because I know that when we talk about development, I know one thing you do is you actually talking with college coaches throughout the year.
Yep.
You know, and so that's been a great thing and a great. I'm so excited to be doing the show with you. You know,
Me
I know
too.
this is the first one rolling out, man, and it's kind of cool because people don't know this, but I was trying to help a kid, and you were trying to help a kid, and then we crossed Twitters, and next thing you knew, we knew the same people.
Yep.
You know, and that's when we were able to help Caden Moore from Connecticut get up to Central Maine. You know,
and what's funny about that, Kevin, is Brandon Himes is at Dawson.
mm-hmm.
We're linked at Dawson.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, so it's
you got Simon.
Basketball is a small knit community, and I'm gonna tell you, here's a message to the kids out there: don't burn bridges. that coach that calls on you big time, he was probably an assistant for a coach that you want to go play for. So
very true, man. You know, we need to wrap up this segment and get some a station break here coming up. So we'll be back, guys. You're on TAAN TV, African American Network.
The segment I'd really like to do is a JUCO shout out. It's really near and dear to my heart, and I know it's near and dear to Kevin's as well, as him being a JUCO product himself. I think the theme today should probably be Dawson. Let's just keep it on Dawson, since we had Brandon Himes in from Dawson, and it's in the background. Dawson has been a top 25 team probably the last 4 or 5 years in a row. I think over the past 6 years, they're 58-4 at home, 48-4 in conference at home. They're basically unbeatable at home. They're very tough, and that's because they have a great crowd. They have a home crowd like hardly any other JUCOs out there. It's not much out in Glendive, Montana. So those fans, they come out like it's the NBA playoffs for every game, and they go crazy. Joe Peterson.
Hey, didn't you tell me a story about the coach from Indian Hills?
Yeah. So
how you felt about?
Yeah, I mean, just to kind of touch on that. Hank Plona, great coach, coaches at a D1 now. He was the head coach at Indian Hills. They had a game to get into the national tournament. Hutch is what they call it for those that don't know about JUCO. Get into the Hutch is everything. And they played a game right there at the Tepke Center. And Hank said it was the craziest crowd he had faced. So those fans, they come out, they support, they love their Buccaneers. But I think that hasn't always been true, right? Before Coach Peterson got there, it didn't have this reputation. It didn't have this family feel. Joe's been doing an amazing job out there. He's got into that program, and I think they've won at least 20 games for the past 9 years in a row or something. Like he's really turned that program around, and that's a testament to him. It's a testament to his coaching ability. It's a testament to his recruiting ability, and it's a testament to the culture and the family that he's really formed there. Sometimes you don't get the players that maybe a South Plains gets, or a New Mexico Junior College maybe, or an Odessa. But sometimes the sum of the parts can be the most important thing, right?
Well, I think that one thing that's strong about Coach Pete is he really develops not only the players, but the assistant coaches.
Yes.
You know, and I know Coach Holbrook got himself a head job.
Yep.
And so that was really cool. And, you know, for San Antonio people, Trey Martin at Southwest, really good guard, forward. He's got an offer to Dawson.
Yeah.
And,
I think I think a lot of kids are failed by programs because they don't understand what JUCO can do for you. I think a lot of people see JUCO as a last option, and maybe it's because of Netflix calling it Last Chance U, or maybe, and there are those out there, but
Yeah.
there's also some great programs. I mean, great programs. Maybe it's families not understanding what JUCO can really do for you. You hear a lot of this D1 or bust mentality.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you really are D1 or bust and you don't get D1 out of high school, JUCO's the way to go, if you ask me.
Well, you know, Coach Taylor at John Jay and I were talking about this just today. Man, in the 80s and 90s, the Texas JUCOs really hit San Antonio hard. And then they became a Division One bounce back heaven.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, so we were wondering if, you know, parents are getting advice, or parents aren't wanting their kids to leave to go so far away. And I just feel like, man, a lot of these guys are giving up on their D1 dreams. I mean, I don't know one kid that played basketball that didn't dream about playing the NCAA tournament, you know, and it gives you another chance to do just that. And I think, I'll tell you, Brad, this is one reason I want to do the JUCO shout out so much is, man, 80s, 90s, 2000s. Hell, we got two kids from San Antonio right now, and one in the Eastern Conference of Texas and one in the WEJAC, you know, and those are big time places. But this was about Dawson. I derailed. My bad.
No. I like where this is going, because it's more than this, right? It's more than just it's more than just Dawson. It's the whole mentality of the developmental scene, of the AAU scene, and of the high school scene. A lot of these coaches, I think, and rightly so, are want their kids to go play Division I. Rightly so.
Yeah.
But it's gotten harder and harder in today's world to get Division I out of high school. There's kids today that would have been Division I 5 years ago.
Yes.
And now, if they want to go Division I, NJCAA Division I is the way to get to NCAA Division I.
Yes.
And the good thing about JUCO, I will say this, what a lot of people don't understand is, let's say you do go to an NCAA Division I program.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say you get there. You don't play your freshman year. You don't play. People are so worried about losing a year of eligibility by going to JUCO over prep. But then they go NCAA Division I and they don't play anywhere their freshman year.
You know, and what's funny, man, like when because I've talked to 2 or 3 coaches the past week about, were they gonna try the portal? Were they gonna try to get younger? Were they gonna go the JUCO route? And the one thing that rang true is, if they're gonna recruit a high school kid, they have to expect that high school kid to play 15 to 20 minutes. And if they can't, then they're going to see at the end of the bench and they're going to get cut after the freshman year. And they won't have any film, you know? And that's just the harsh reality. And I firmly believe the route to NCAA nowadays is the JUCO route.
What you said was key. Film.
Yeah.
Everybody says, I'll just go Division II. I'll just go Division III. Just go Division II, Division III. I'll jump in the portal and I'll be Division I in a year. Who is giving you this advice? Who is giving you this advice?
Yep.
One, there are some players at Division II and Division III levels.
Yes, they are.
At the Division II and Division III levels, they're playing 22, 23, 24-year-old men. I don't care how talented you think you are. When you go play against a kid who's been in the weight room for 6 years and has been in that system for 6 years, 4 years, whatever. You know, with COVID, I'm doing COVID years. People have been in college and they're working on their PhDs.
We're almost through with that now.
I know they're on their PhDs and they're still playing. These kids are not going to play as much as they think they are their freshman year at a 4-year institution. They have no film. They enter the portal and their career is done. Because 49% of the kids. I was
just about to say that.
Yeah, like 49% of the kids or something like that still left sitting in the portal. Like, it's not this easy. I'll just jump in the portal. Like it's a guarantee. But if you go to the right JUCO, and you have to know the situation, and you were talking about far away from home, one of my things that I will say to every parent, to every kid, to every young man, situation over location.
Yes.
Let me say that again. Situation over location. If you think as a high school kid that didn't get recruited D1, that you're going to walk into Odessa Junior College or New Mexico Junior College and you're just going to get 32 minutes a night?
Yeah.
Like, I got some stuff I can sell you, because it's not. I'm sorry, young man. I don't want to crush your dreams. It's probably not going to happen. I mean, it happens, but those teams are filled with Division I bounce backs. At those programs, I was looking at South Plains just today. They have Isaac Taveras from Fresno State. They have Paya from Beaumont, who actually was at Louisiana Tech. Like, they have dudes at these schools. Like, these guys were highly recruited guys at their program where they had so many Division I's they didn't know what to do with them, and now they're playing JUCO ball. So if you're good enough that you're just going to go ahead and take their spot, have at it. But the likelihood of that happen is probably less than what you think it is. But what do you say, Kevin? If you're willing to go to the mountains, if you're willing to go outside of Texas, if you're willing to go outside of Texas and Kansas, and you're willing to get away to maybe Region 9 in Colorado area, maybe Region 13 up in Montana, you're willing to go to some of these regions that are further away than what you're comfortable going to, I think you'll have a better chance of playing immediately and making an impact immediately. What do you say?
So what do you say to the class of 25 senior right now that doesn't have a Division I offer, maybe one Division II offer? What should they be looking at?
The class of 2025.
Yeah. Let them know, Brad.
And you don't have a Division I offer right now.
Let them know, Brad.
There's a 99.999% chance that Division I offer isn't coming.
Yep.
They're looking at the class of 26, 27, 25. If they do offer you, if they do offer you in 2025, you are not their first option. You are not their priority. You are their last option. And just
so now you're weighing, because in San Antonio, like, let's be honest, we haven't been recruited very well, haven't been covered very well lately. And so kids are freaking out because they haven't received any love from anyone. And now let's take Ian Rizzo for a situation, right? Great kid, love the kid, dad's cool, but now he's got several Division III opportunities, and he just got offered Allen Community College in the Jayhawk Conference. What's that conversation look like in your head that you would share?
Division III has some good basketball. I am not going to be one of those people that are going to sit here and crap on Division III. I'm not going to crap on Division II, because there's Division IIs out there that beat Division Is every single year.
Yes.
But what I will say is Division IIIs can't offer athletic scholarships. They can be very, very expensive. I mean, very expensive. You can go through and you can look even after financial aid and other scholarships that can be given to a kid. You're looking 40, 50,000 a year. Easy, easy. And the ability to move vertically is very difficult from the Division III. There are players that do make it. There are players that do make it from the Division III to Division II to Division I. There's also guys that hit the $700 million lottery.
Well said.
I played the $700 million lottery, and I'll probably be here tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because it's very difficult. However, the Jayhawk League, this man has an offer to the Jayhawk League. One, school's probably going to be free for him. If I'm mom and dad, I love the word free.
Yes.
Free sounds a lot better than $50,000.
Yes.
Per year. Two, Jayhawk League. Have you ever been to a jamboree, a JUCO jamboree? Kids, if you don't know what a JUCO jamboree is, hold on. Let me explain this to you. If you don't know what a JUCO jamboree is, because I don't want to say jamboree and kids don't even know what it is. Think about the biggest AAU event you ever went to in high school. Be it in Vegas, be it in Atlanta, be it in Dallas. The biggest AAU event you ever went to. And you look up in the stands and you see a couple coaches on the sidelines. And then you see all the mamas and daddies clapping for you in the stands. It's all mommies and daddies. JUCO Jamboree is that, but instead of mommies and daddies in the stands, it's all college coaches.
Yes.
From scholarship level programs.
Yes.
Who aren't there because they're not there just seeing what's out there. They are actively recruiting guys that are ready to play today. When they take a high school kid, they're looking at, can you become ready to play in a year, in 2 years? When they go to JUCO Jamborees, you see this crowd in the background? Those are coaches. And they're looking for kids that are ready to play today. And Jayhawk League, I don't know this young man, but my advice is be smart. That is a very, very good offer.
Yeah.
If you do well in the Jayhawk League, the opportunity for you to play on a full ride at a Division II or a Division I, not a walk-on at a Division II, not a small partial at a Division II, but a full ride at a Division II or Division I. Because isn't that what it's really about? Isn't it about getting a degree? Isn't it? I mean, everybody says it's about trying to get to become a pro, and it does happen. People go. If you look overseas, you'll see overseas leagues filled with JUCO guys, filled with them. But the reality of it is, the purpose is to get a 4-year degree.
Yeah.
and get it for free, so you're not $100,000 in debt on day one from graduation. So, a very good way to do it. You go pay very, very little money to go play JUCO. Very little money. You build your resume, what we were talking about earlier, because you get film. In high school, everybody's like, "Go look at my huddle." In JUCO, they have what they call synergy. Those college coaches are going to look at your synergy, and they're going to break down. And synergy breaks down everything. I mean, it breaks down your efficiency, and they can look at your efficiency ratings in all these different categories, and they can see if you're a good player. You score 20 points and 10 rebounds, but your efficiency is low. They can look at these stats, and it's laid out there for them when you play at a good JUCO. And when they're recruiting you, it's for you to play today. They're not recruiting you to play tomorrow, to maybe play in a year or two. They want, what was his name, Rizzo? Was that his name?
Yeah.
They want Rizzo to play today. So my advice, let me circle back around. Please take that very, very seriously, because if your goal is to play in the NCAA tournament one day, if your goal is to graduate a university with a degree and not owe a ton of money, if your goal is to develop and be a better basketball player, I don't think there's a better place than JUCO. And Trey Martin has a offer.
Yeah.
I would give the same advice to that young man.
Yeah. You know, there's been several guys that have gotten JUCO offers lately. I know Zaki transferred from Harlan over to TMI, and our good friend Dawson Dixon at Vermillion.
Nice.
We talked last night, and then he wound up offering Zaki.
Nice.
So it's coming.
Yeah,
you know, it's coming.
And then I know a lot of kids are worried, and a lot of kids' parents are worried about academics at JUCOs. Right? I'm gonna throw it out there. People are worried about academics. Again, which program are you going to? I know some D1s that coaches don't give a damn if you go to classes. If you fail, you do good, you do bad. They'll play who they play. And if you don't pass classes, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, I thought it was cool, man, because, you know, like in education, you know, like we talked about, I was a JUCO guy and wound up starting a doctorate program, you know, and then the coaches at Harlan, the head coach and assistant coach at Clemens, the head coach at Sotomayor, they're all JUCO products that went through Temple, you know, so it's good. It's good times.
I mean, and just to speak on it, bring it back to Dawson again.
Yes.
Because we want to kind of wrap this up. And I think it's the most important piece, since we're talking about academics and education. You talk about good programs. Number 4 in the NJCAA out of 432 teams of team GPA for the men's basketball program.
Wow.
Their average, I want to say, was close to a 3.5. 3.5.
That's awesome, man.
Somewhere around there. Number 4 in NJCAA. That's a huge feather in the cap. If I'm a parent and I'm like, would I trust my kid to go there? One, he's getting a good he's getting a good school. He's gonna, you know what I mean? He's going to a good school. He's going to graduate. He's going to go to the next level. He's going to be safe, and he's going to be cared for. That's all I ask for, because my son can be safe 3,000 miles away and be in danger 4 miles down the road.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, let's wrap it up here, man. Thanks everyone for joining us. This is Kevin Howell, One Eye Scout, and my man B. And you're watching TAAN TV, the African American network with a global feel, with a local feel, and a global reach. You're watching TAAN TV, the African American network with a local feel